What up, fam? Today I'm doing some carving, and I thought, I have to make a video. And then I realized, why don't I just live stream this carving process? So I'm just going to actually be demoing today. I'm going to be finishing up this carving in real time. So feel free to join me. We're going to hang, talk wood carving, maybe answer a couple of questions that are live here, and then it'll be posted up live. So if you see on the bottom screen that this was recorded a few hours ago, obviously it's not live, and but as long as you're watching now, which is whenever this is little flag is up saying that we're live, then you're able to ask any questions in real time. So I only say that because a handful of people will always comment on the live streams afterwards and say, hey Alec, nice seeing you live. Can you answer this question? And I see it, days later. Anyway, so I'm working on a green man. This is a pretty popular figure, and at least I think it is. I don't know, in my world it is, because it's just a fascinating character. They call it the Enigma of the Green Man. The Green Man is this character that kind of shows up all over Europe and Asia in the Middle Ages in architecture. And what's kind of cool about him is the exact origin isn't known. He's thought to be maybe Celtic, but the Catholics adopted his image and cut him into all sorts of architecture in churches, and they took on the symbology of it, or symbolism. I think I just made up the word symbology. Symbolism meaning this kind of significance of the leaves and life coming from the mouth. Talk about the Holy Spirit at Pentecost. It's really interesting how the pagan religions kind of were woven into the Catholic Church over the years. But anyway, I just enjoy carving them, and they're super fun in bark because the bark already kind of lends itself to the kind of green nature, granola kind of look, and I love to kind of tie in the leaves to the project. They're a lot of fun, and people enjoy putting them in their homes, so they sell, so that's good too. And since this is what I do for a full-time living, I carve, that does matter as well. So I always enjoy carving them too. They're just maybe I said that already, but they're just a lot of fun to carve. So getting down to the finer details here. Kind of starting to detail the leaves. Maybe throw a couple of leaves down low. Yeah, I'll try to answer a few questions as well if folks have any. I don't know. If you just want to hang out. It doesn't have to be Q&A. Just hang out, talk wood carving. Oh, yeah, fun news, for me at least, is got some new finish. This is something that a really kind gentleman told me about. He's a fan of linkers and a fan of mine on YouTube, and said that I really have to try this. Hey, John, got you live. That's cool. Here's the key here: walnut oil. Very cool. Walnut oil is something that you guys have been talking about in the comments, and I want to try it. So apparently it's pretty matte. It doesn't shine when it dries, and it dries hard, and it's a very beautiful finish. So I'm excited to try the Mahoney's, and definitely want to test it out on a piece of raw uncarved bark before I ruin a carving. That's something I'm learning is don't test your new finish techniques on a nice carve. Anyway, it's a totally beautiful day here. My wife and I are throwing a little party this evening, and so just kind of running around, picking up ice, baking stuff, and that was kind of my morning, is kind of helping with that. And so I'm finally getting to carving, and I'll tell you what, I enjoy my work. I enjoy carving, but I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to do that isn't carving, and that's kind of what you sign up for when you sign up to do art full time. is a whole mixed bag of tasks, you know? Like I'm writing right now a lot because I'm getting the book done. And so there's just so many things that I'm privileged to do, but that take up time. And so kind of building margin into your life and time to be with friends and family is important. And it's just, it's kind of hard to balance all those things. I'm still figuring it out. And there's so many projects that have yet to be completed. And yeah, so there's definitely a real intensity to working as an artist. It's not really, I mean, I guess you could set it up in such a way to where it's really simple. And maybe that's where I'll move towards more. I feel like at this point in my life, I kind of, you know, I need to work hard for sure, but I think simplifying things a little bit would be helpful in terms of like the types of avenues that I sell carvings, the avenues in which I teach. I've already managed to simplify that a whole lot. I do offer in-person classes as well. I teach classes. If folks are interested in that, they can DM me through my website, which I'll tag in the description. If you have a carving club and you want me to come out and teach. I think it's something like $100 a day per student, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's not right. It's what it used to be. Is it 200 a day? Anyway, I'll DM you the documents. Like the times are changing, so the prices change. But anyway, so I teach in person, but the main way I teach is with my school online. So that's kind of the most, if you're kind of strapped for cash and you're trying to learn to carve faces, I think it's a good resource because it has tons and tons of project videos on carving realistic faces and of all different kind of skill levels. And it's less than the price of one in-person class. I keep saying that because, you know, the world is kind of moving away from in-person classes because there's just so many great resources online. I, for one, have never really taken in-person classes. I've always learned from the internet and from trial and error at home. So I'm a child of the internet. I'm a child of the internet, free internet, and you know, YouTube world. And I learned a lot from that, and I learned a lot from buying videos from the people who I watched on YouTube. So it's kind of hilarious. It's come full circle, and now I teach from that. The same place that I learned. So I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? It's not all that surprising. So yeah, a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves, well, why is he doing a vein that's like standing up? Isn't that like the underside of the leaf? Yeah, I think it looks cool. That's pretty much it. It's not even proper to have the veining kind of stand up that tall. I just like the way it looks. And so, yeah, maybe it is the underside of the leaf. You can vary. You can do like a standout one like this and then do one that's cut in as well. Like, because leaves are not always facing up. Sometimes they flip, they get flipped around. Usually they're facing upward, but anyway, who cares, right? We're just having fun. Art is an imitation of life. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a replication of life always, right? You can play with things, stretch things, make things look the way you want them to. That's kind of why Bob Ross would always say it's just your world. You get to do what you want. I probably should have checked this to make sure there isn't any finish on it. I've done that before where I'm working on the carving and I go to brush it off and there's still oil residue. And I call that premature finishing. It's a little thing I call premature finishing. Just a term I coined just now. All right, let me see. A little comment read here. I'll turn the camera to my face so you can see me struggling to read. Oliver Jenkins says, hey guys, by the way. Hey Alec, John says, I can't believe I caught the live in this carving that broke on Wednesday. Yeah, so this carving, you should see the last live stream I did. The carving, I was doing something I always do, which is when there's a big fissure in a carving, like a big crack, typically with bark, which is what I'm carving now, the crack runs all the way through the entire piece. So I wedge my knife in between that crack and I pry off. And then usually I'm able to pull the whole piece off, the whole section, maybe like the nose, the mouth, the forehead, and then glue it back on in one piece. I do this to prevent that from happening later in the project when things are fully detailed and it really messes up my mojo. So I started to do that on this project the entire face exploded everywhere, all over the ground, in a pile of wood chips that I could not discern which was which. So I had to completely restart in the live stream, and I don't know, kind of hilarious. So anyway, that's what Oliver was referring to. Ha 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 ha. All right, so 11:30 Friday evening in Western Australia. Hey, John, thanks for tuning in so late, and I hope that your Friday went well. All right. Yeah, not broke, but had issues. Yeah, it did break. Margot says, how are you? I'm late as usual. Mahoney's is a good product to use on bark. No, I don't know. I'm going to test it. I can't say yet. Are you going to make an announcement? No announcement. I never catch you live. Yay. How long is your day for teaching? Oh, it's usually, people often want to go 9 hours. I prefer like 6 or 7 hours. So if I was to host an event, I'd probably do that, because who wants to sit and carve all day with an instructor? Having some free time to carve, I think, is important. So let's see. Those are some great knives. I don't know which one you were talking about, but thank you, Margot. Oh, file, I see. We'll get back to carving, guys. Just got some file knives. Super excited. Those are some great knives. Oh, I already read that. Hey, Alec, says Janie. United Methodist Church of Wilton, Iowa. Hey, love you guys. I don't know who that is. But thank you. Glad you love my work. Sorry if I've already said it, but what type of wood is the Green Man on? The wood, Greylord, is on cottonwood. It's cottonwood bark. So that's that. Thanks for the comments. Appreciate you guys. Okay, unconventional drink here. I got some coconut water with a little espresso in it. Very good. Weather's been good. So far, it's been consistently hot. Yeah. No, I mean, it's been hot here for sure, but not anywhere near as hot as it probably is for you in Oklahoma. We're probably in the high 70s into the 80s most days this week. Probably like yesterday was warmer, maybe mid 80s. But I like it. I like the heat. As long as you have AC in the house, it's really nice to go outside and get toasty. But this is also coming from a guy who sits in a 170-degree box once a day for probably 30 minutes. I love sauning, so I like the heat temporarily, but not permanently. So yeah, so with these kind of carvings, they're kind of in between like the really, really, really time-consuming ones and the really, really fast ones. Like this is actually a big bar carving for me. Like this is going to be a pricey piece, right? In comparison to the smaller ones, which are usually $300 or $400, right? These little kind of green men that I'm usually kind of, right? You can see the size difference. This one's not done either, but you can see it's just less complicated and smaller. But so this one's going to be more time consuming. But the question, or the point I was going to make is that when you're doing a bigger project, it always feels a little bit more, to me at least, it always feels a little bit more like harrowing or like demanding, right? Because you have to get it right. But then what you realize when you keep progressing, you just kind of forget about that for a moment. It's like not any more work than a small one, It's like surprising. I mean, yeah, there's more ground to cover, so technically it's a little bit more effort, but it's not all that much more work than you would think to do a little bit larger pieces. If you're using a harder wood, though, it is going to take more time because you're going to be, figuring out ways of getting rid of the bulk material. But in the bark, it's so soft, it's like, it's not that much more work. The rough-in time might, it might double or maybe less. But then the actual detail time, it's not that much more, I've found. Depending on how complex your larger piece is, though. Okay, let's see. So I've got this one coming here. Oh. And you really have to be okay with things flaking, and you really have to be okay with things not going your way. As was seen in the last live stream I did, where the entire face exploded off of the carving, and I had to start from scratch. But the beautiful thing is, and I really mean this, I don't mean to sound like, saccharine, overly optimistic or whatever, but it's true that almost every time that happens, the carving improves. Forces you to go deeper, especially if you have the material. That's why I say almost every time, because there are some points where a carving is ruined, you don't have any more wood to work with, and it's, you know, it's the end of it. But, you know, in many cases, it's a mistake will force you to push into the material further, and that'll make for a better carving, in my perspective. These are just my opinions. And are not approved by the FDA. Just gonna start shaping the eyebrows. Okay, so no one is safe around me. No one is safe. A guy came over the other week. I won't name his name, and hopefully he's not watching this because I might embarrass him. He came over. He commissioned a project with his wife. Very lovely older couple, and retired folks. Enjoying their retirement, commissioning artwork. Anyway, I took some pictures of the gentleman, and not to carve him, but to get an idea of the scale of the carving. It's a long story. I don't want to explain the whole thing because I don't want to out the dude. But and now I'm sitting here with the picture, and I'm carving him. He has no idea. He had no plans to be carved, and he's showing up in a wood spirit, a green man. So I don't know if anyone's safe anymore around me. If I have a picture of you on my cell phone, it's very, very likely that one day I'm going to be scrolling through my photos looking for the quickest reference photo I can find, and you're the first person that comes up. So keep that in mind. If you're consenting to have your picture taken by me, even if it's like a family photo that you need me to, if I'm a stranger at a bus stop and you need me to take a picture of your family is going to end up in my carving somehow. Okay, unless you want me to delay, within reason, but no one's safe. No one's safe. I don't know how else to say it. I just have to feel like I have to be honest about it at least. All right. More room for the eyebrows here. I'm going to take a little bit of the forehead back. It's a little proud. Okay. A couple more comments here. Been working on a cedar tree, small but carving most of the entire tree. How do you build? Oh, what if I watch my own live stream quietly on YouTube and I can see the comments over here? Then I don't have to I can carve and look at the comments at the same time. The ultimate lazy man's thing. Let's see, if I sign out of my account. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Give me a second. Now, well, maybe I can't. Hold on. Let me turn the volume down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Oh boy, Titus, it's been in the 90s and 100s and oh gosh, Oklahoma, that's wild. Working on a cedar tree, small, still carving almost the entire tree. Oh wow. Yeah, I'd love to see that, Lena. That sounds awesome. Yeah, cedar can be really good. Sometimes white cedar is a little bit tricky to carve when it's dry. It's a little bit kind of grainy, but most other cedars are pretty good, I've noticed. What is your experience with that? How'd you build your work holder? I'm setting up my carving station. Yeah, this is just 2x4 with a 2x6 stacked on top of it. The bottom base part is 3 2x4 stacked. And then I have a piece of wood that's just clamped to this board, and this piece of wood, this kind of fixture board, if you will, is screwed into the bark. So this is kind of one piece that's clamped to this backboard, which is separate. So I can move it, I can adjust it. Whoa! I can adjust it if I need to, excuse me. These things shoot out though if you're not careful, so you gotta wear eye protection when you're on these things. For sure. Let's see. How long does an average carving take? Well, this is good because I can see if I'm in the way of my project. Here, let me get this ahead of me so that I'm not blocking it so much. I think I was blocking it a whole bunch earlier. Maybe I'll block it less if it's in between me. Average carving take? I don't really know. It's a good question. I don't have an average time invested, because there are some big carvings that take me weeks, and there are some small carvings that I can get done in just a couple hours if I'm really hustling. It's less to do about the carving and more to do with like how I'm feeling that day. Some days I feel like I've mastered the art of speed carving. Well, not speed carving, but making things in a short period of time. And then other days I feel like, nothing's going right. And it's just like, it takes me just 3 or 4 times what it normally would. And it doesn't even look as good once it's done. So it just has a lot to do with, how practiced I am and how I'm feeling. Okay, now you can actually see what I'm doing, which, that's a big deal. Sorry if I was in the way the whole time before. So right now I'm using a number 5, and this is just to kind of create some texture in the leaves. I don't want the leaves to be like super flat. So it's that red cedar. It's pretty grainy too, but lent to what I was trying to accomplish, and it's beautiful, if I do say so myself. All right, that's cool. Yeah, would like to see that for sure. I've got a big cedar project ahead of me too. Red cedar, bust, life-size bust, and shoulders, and so that'll be pretty wild. Wild and crazy. Yeah, send us a pic for the podcast. coffeeandcarvingshow@gmail.com. So yeah, I'll say it again. I've said it in multiple live streams, but Linker and I are coming back for Coffee and Carving Show, believe it or not. So if you guys are fans of wood carving, like wood carving talk, and want to hear from 2 of the finest wood carvers on YouTube, then tune into the Coffee and Carving Show. Tune into the Coffee and Carving Show. Live, not live. It's not live. It would be a mistake to do it live, but that's going to be coming up in September, I believe. I'm not sure if we've decided on a timeline, but maybe late September. As soon as kind of things slow down a little bit for us. Okay. I was gonna say open these eyes, but I'm gonna actually keep them shut. Oliver says it's very easy to lose track of hours spent because it's so much fun and draws you in. Yeah, I do think that's part of it. For sure. I try to have a timer going. In fact, let's do that now. Set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Counting down. Just as a reminder that time is ticking. Any shows coming up where we can see your work up close and possibly meet you? Hey, Steve. Yeah, doing a show. Yeah, this is actually at the end of this month, Labor Day weekend in Michigan, Royal Oak, called the Arts Beats and Eats, and this is an amazing event. It's truly one of the best events I do. In fact, probably the best event that I do in terms of people turning up and just collectors. Supporting, and it's a great show in so many respects. Great show for sales, great show for I don't know, just the type of people that come. There's a lot of energy. It's a fun show. So yeah, that's coming up in let's see, how many days is that? What is it, the 3rd or the 4th? The 4th. Some amount of days, 20-something days. Kind of excited. Fat Fingers, been binging the past Coffee and Carving Show. Ah, cool. Yeah, so I would absolutely love to see you guys there. I love seeing folks from YouTube Actually, probably the highlight of these shows is when folks from YouTube come. There was a gentleman who came. I don't know if I showed this off last time, but a gentleman who came brought me a rough out, a carving, and Jim Shock. And he did this drawing of me, which I think is so cool. Super sweet dude. So I love seeing folks from YouTube at the show. So yeah, I'd love to see you guys there. Let's see, I'm gonna take a little bit away from here. I don't know if you can see that. Just gonna take a step back and see what I can do to this guy and make him look more interesting. Here, I'll bring you with me so you can see him from afar. So I like to do that. Just take a step back and assess things and just kind of decide if there's a little balance issue or maybe he needs more leaves or more depth, less depth. Yeah. All right. I think I've got an idea. I'm going to take this sidewall here and turn that into a leaf just to make sure it's not ambiguous, because right now it's just a border. I don't know if you can see that. Here, I'll turn this around. You know, I made this decision to put all of my finished carvings at my feet. I moved a bunch of them, but there's still like a whole bunch of carvings that are down here at my feet, like 3 or 4. And that was a mistake, because I'm constantly tripping over finished works and breaking them. Maybe not breaking them, but I feel like I'm on the verge of breaking them constantly. So, yeah. Get a little bit more distance. I'm going to try to avoid staying right in front of this camera. Lane is only 581 miles from Arts Beats and Eats. Well, there you go. I'll see you there, Elena. Or Lana? Is it Lana or Elena? Oh. Long A. Got it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm always shocked when people get my last name right. It's LaCasse. People always say LaCasse or LaCasse. So now I'm undercutting the leaves. Now I'm using a flat gouge. Really, it's just a skewed chisel. Hey, Mark. Opa. I always love blowing on the wood carving and having it blow right back at you. Hey, thank you, John. John Robertson. Donating. I don't know if it's called a super thanks or what, but that's very kind. I really appreciate that. My goodness. Yeah, the donations are never expected. Always appreciated. That's awesome. Thanks so much, man. I feel like I did. I don't know. This is, oh man. Thank you. What an absolute gem. Daylight, soft light, spots. What kind of lighting do you use? Yeah, Margot. I use a combination of daylight and some skylights. I'll show you. It's actually kind of something I like to talk about because I put a little bit of thought into it. So up there, I put a skylight into my building, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's there's a thin netting that's protecting the light from it's keeping the light from being too harsh. So I've got a bunch of what are they called? Just like basically knit fabric. I've also got tons of lights, windows that are mostly covered, right? Just to with silks or whatever you want to call them, just to keep the light down. And then I have this guy, big light dome, giant light dome with what is that called? A honeycomb or a waffle or whatever honeycomb I think, which kind of directs the light. I've got some auxiliary light here, another little guy here. And then sometimes I have a hair light. Of course, I got my spotlight. Thank you, Titus. I got my spotlight here. This is just a draft lamp with a really beautiful appointment of wax paper and duct tape and other types of tape. And then finally, I've got my hair light, which is just to make things stand out a little bit more when necessary. I don't always have that on, but sometimes it gives things a little dimension. Let's see. Can you tell the difference? Not much. I'll throw it on. Thanks, John. I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for the donation. That is really, really cool. Really nice. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I my friend John Bertolini, Dave Branch, myself, and a bunch of other friends all kind of came together to build this space. All out of the kindness of their heart, they helped. And another really good dude helped me to kind of help do the interior. A bunch of friends actually helped me do the interior finishing. I did most of the interior finishing. My dad and I did most of the interior finishing. As far as like electrical and insulation and all that, but I had lots of help from friends on the whole structure. For instance, I still don't know how to do a roof. Like I don't have the training. I don't know how to do it. So as far as the structure, like the rafters and all that. So, but on the next building, I'm going to try to practice a little bit on that. Learn, apply the skills. So I got all the help that I need, and now I can actually refine and apply the new knowledge, and hopefully using the internet, the power of the internet. Because I won't live here forever, and I won't be in this studio forever, so I'll have to do it all over again. Unless I'm, blessed enough to find a place with a shop already, or like extra room, maybe like an extra couple rooms that I can turn into a shop. Who knows? But I'll probably need quite a bit of space for bigger projects. And this is only 12 by 16 feet. I don't know what that is in meters, but it's not that big of a space, in other words. Actually, I'm going to... I think we're going to hopefully one day get this merch back again. I don't know who we're going to go through, but this shirt is awesome. I don't know if you can see it. Here's the front logo. Coffee and Carving Show, baby. The large light is something you purchased. Is it a theater light? Margot, no. It's actually a light used for video and photo. And it's made by a company that sells photography lighting. What is it? My brain is falling. Give me just a second to come up with it. It's a 100D is the manufacturer. Even if you just search 100D Amaran, I think it's AMARAN. And it's a light made for video, and so that's why I have it here, because I do a lot of video, and I want the lighting to be good. And I want to be able to direct the light source. I want it to be consistent. I want it to come from the same place every day. And I want to be able to control the light. So I want to use the natural light to my advantage, but I also want to be able to control the main source of light so the videos look consistent each time. So that's why I have that big light. And then the actual bonnet that goes around it is something that you can buy third party, like you can buy, multiple companies make compatible products for that, so you can just search online once you've looked into the 100D, see what compatible products, kind of hoods or domes you can get. Yeah, so this video stuff I've just had to teach myself. I mean, I've had friends that are really into video and photo, and I just have enjoyed that. I've always thought that was really interesting and always been a hobbyist. But I've learned quite a bit about at least the basics of using a camera, lighting, composition, some of that stuff, and it's really helped. It probably doesn't show with this live stream because I'm just using an iPhone, but the iPhone is pretty amazing now. So Mark says really nice depth in that carving, creates nice shadows. Thank you, I appreciate it. I came through many a mistake, at least one big one. This is one chippy piece of bark. You guys ever bake something, pull the thing out of the oven once it's ready, leave, then have a sudden moment of panic a few hours later, and you think to yourself, did I ever pull the thing out of the oven? Yeah, wait, I did. Okay, we're good. Is that just me? Hopefully it's just me. Have you fixed your camera audio input yet? Oh, good memory, John. I didn't. I did try to take it apart and fix it. I wasn't able to fix it, so I did pick up a new camera. So for the school, for the online school, I'm using this. This is the newer version of my old camera. So, but as far as stuff goes for YouTube, I'm often just using my phone because it's really great and easier to use. So, do you have any pointers about undercutting? And it is not just you about the oven. Okay, and Margot says I'm not alone too. Tips on undercutting? Yeah. Usually starting with a stop cut is important. So if I'm going to go underneath something like this, I want to make sure that I've got a good stop cut. So for instance, I'll come in here, and then I'll come to that point, with my relief cut, and then I'll continue to make that same kind of undercut, but I want to make sure that my stop cut is good. So this is my stop cut, but I'm also trimming underneath, right? And another thing is, don't go too deeply. Don't undercut so much. So before you've done a lot of detail on the surface. It's kind of the opposite of most of the rule of carving, which is, typically you want to add detail after form. But when you're doing undercutting, sometimes it's nice to get the surfaces all set up and then do your undercutting, because you're less likely to push through. When you're doing your detailing on a leaf and it's very thin, you can push through the leaf and kind of ruin it. So hopefully that's helpful and makes that clear for you. Okay. Anyone else? All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the likes, subscribes, all that stuff that your obligatory YouTubers say, but I do appreciate it genuinely because it improves the algorithm, sends more people to the channel, and makes a huge difference when you like the video. When you subscribe to the channel, helps a lot. You guys have been subscribing really quickly, and I appreciate that. Like, a lot of folks have been subscribing lately, and I appreciate that and the support. It makes it worthwhile to make these videos, go live. But really, just hanging out, having company when you're alone in the shop is awesome. I appreciate that. So you guys, I appreciate you for that as well. And I'm an extrovert with an introvert's job, so these live streams are awesome for me. I love it. I love feeling like I'm hanging out with folks and closer. Did I miss anything? The large layer. No, I don't think I missed anything. Okay, we're good. Start working on the eyes here pretty shortly. I'm gonna try not to bump into this camera. Okay, another tip with undercutting. Undercut to the edge. So the most important thing is the presenting edge. It's not going super deep underneath. You don't have to go super deep underneath, but you do have to make sure that edge comes to a point. Right now, this is kind of a soft edge. See if I can get a little bit closer and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So you can see this is soft all along here. And for this to be where I want it to be, I don't necessarily need to do this now, but just to show you what I'm talking about, I'll actually come in and bring this to a point. And this will take a few tries sometimes because things will flake out as they get thinner. But I want this to be a sharp edge. See how that one flaked out a little bit? That's okay, just come back in. But I want this edge to be kind of crisp. And when it comes to a sharp edge like that, it'll look a lot cleaner and a lot more like impactful. That let me tell her. One second. Let me text my wife here. Oh, I like this question. 1 second. Oh, okay. Oh, my budget. Okay. Live streaming. Gotta tell the wife I'm live streaming. Okay, that's cool. All right. All right, let's get some work done on these eyes. I think I thought about doing open eyes, but I love when the green men are sleeping. I don't know. Am I alone in this? I could let you guys decide. Open or closed. Oh, John, that's right. A question from John. Does Brian Melton, have he started a woodcarving at his school? Yeah, I think Brian is no longer teaching, if I'm mistaken. No, he is teaching. I think he's moving to a new position. Gosh, my memory sucks. What is Brian Melton doing now? I don't think he's teaching the woodcarving class. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to ask him. Let him sleep. All right, thanks, John. Ways you can support Brian. I need to ask him that. What is it? Because you can buy his carvings. I think that's probably the best way. He sells his bus. You can get after him about his bus. That's kind of an investment. I'm sure he has some bark carvings he sells as well. Commission a carving. Brian is very active in trying to establish events, so if you can help connect him to a venue that might be ideal for that, I'm sure that would be cool. Just check out his work. Brian Melton's a beast, an amazing excuse me, an amazing carver, and done so in so little time. He's learned so much and applied so much, more importantly, in such a little amount of time that he's just kind of blowing everyone away. I mean, he really hasn't been carving for very long. Just a matter of a couple years, I think, 3 or 4 years or less, maybe 2 years. I can't remember. But yeah, even just his growth in the last 2 years since I first met him has been amazing. So I like the sleep too. Old Rip Van Winkle doesn't need to wake up just yet. Thanks, Travis. Yeah, I'm with you. How about both? Make him so sleepy. Oh, cool idea. Yeah, what if he's kind of in between, like there's almost a little bit of an opening. I like that idea. So I'll kind of go across like this. Mm, that looks a little bit crooked about this, no? Not too bad. And then I'll have this bottom lid just ever so slightly open, just a little bit open. I love that idea. Just like he's got heavy eyes. Okay, I'm starting to see a problem with symmetry here. I think this side needs to come up a little bit. Let me see if I can get in there. Is it light? Yeah. This side needs to come up just a little bit more. Right. Or winking for both. Oh yeah. Let him sleep. I love this. The controversy that was going on a few minutes ago about this. Wake him up. It's like you guys are a bunch of parents, you know? Like, we have to let the child sleep. Arguing amongst each other. Like bickering parents. Alright. No, you're just weighing in. I get it. No arguing's happening here. Just weighing in. Alright. I'm using a skew, by the way, if you're wondering. Okay. Set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Whoa.
Counting down.
That's a relaxing sound, huh? Speaking of parents, when are you going to have some kids? Oh, man. You guys are funny. I've been thinking about it a lot, actually. And I think never. No, I'm just kidding. I do think we're going to have kids. Yeah. I don't know the exact timeline, but yeah, we definitely want kids for sure. And pretty soon. Because you know what? I'm not getting any younger. I turned 29 yesterday. And so my day is almost up. You know, my days of being young and spry are long gone now. I'm kind of worn out, really. not much left of me. So I'm sort of struggling. My eyesight's fading. Hard to hear. I struggle to keep a consistent thought. Well, that actually is true. Consistent thought. Remember important events. It's also true. I have all of the signs of uh, aging, but without actually being all that old. So, explain that to me. Just a blessing. No. I remember things that are important to me most of the time. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes things escape me. I think that's all of us. There's so much to keep track of now in our lives. All of our friends on the internet. If you're a small business owner like me, you've got a whole bunch of things that you're supposed to keep track of that you're probably failing at keeping track of, unless you have a lot of help. And I have quite a bit of help from my wife and friends and family, and it's still difficult sometimes. It's a blessing to have that struggle, though. It really is. Definitely feel very blessed, very lucky to be able to do this. So no complaints here. I've got 40 years on you. That's what I meant about an announcement. You were having a party and all. Oh, no, not that kind of a party. Just a birthday party. Just having some friends over. Birthday parties are a really fun excuse to try to get all your friends to meet one another and hang out. Yeah, that's all it is. Right? All right. Is it yes or is it no? Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. 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 Bum, 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 bum. All right, so I'm using a veiner here to sort of create some depth in the inside corner of the eye. It's a really small veiner. There's definitely something a little bit funky about the symmetry of this one from left to right here, but that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be okay. Friends are the family you pick or jettison. That's true. It's the company you keep. That's why I've seen you talking to older gentlemen, and it says, if you fit right in. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got to get some younger company then, because I don't want to lose my my brain before it's my time. I don't know. I've been thinking about this though. Is it BS self-help garbage, or is it true? I think there's some truth to it, that when you say, I am fill in the blank, and yeah, symmetry is overrated. Just check any mirror. Ruthless and true. Ruthless and true. Yeah, I'm the least symmetrical. my my nose is cocked over to one side. My dental arch is not in symmetry with my nose as well as a result, and Oh yeah, my eyes are all wonky. Everything, yeah. Symmetry is overrated. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, amen, tail dragger. Are you guys all aware of your asymmetries in your face? Do you think about it? I'm curious though, because I am, because I look at faces and I don't know, maybe just because I'm just paying attention. I don't know. I think most people are, right? Do you guys know in what way your face is asymmetrical? That's my question. You don't have to rat yourself out. Just nod if yes. Tail dragger, anyone can contribute here. Just curious. This is a real fun party question. Hey guys, are you aware of your facial asymmetries? First person to answer gets a popsicle. I don't actually have two noses. Okay. It's true, you can manifest things in your life or become what you think you are. Yep. Yep. True that. Indeed, sir. Yeah. I wonder if folks pay attention to that. So many people left. I've got an eyebrow that is completely spiked, but on one side. Cool. Not sure what that means, spiked. Only carvers and painters do that. Yeah, maybe. But Margot is saying it's true, you can manifest things in your life or become what you think you are. Yeah, I do wonder if there's some deeper, sort of significance to hearing yourself say, even just, if nothing else, not some greater explanation, if just that when you hear yourself say that, you start to become like that. There's like an expectation set of you. I have only one eye in the middle of my forehead. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, that's really cool, actually. I'd love to get a photo of that if you don't mind. Turn that into something. Turn that into a carving. Okay. They still look closed to you? All right, how about that? Can you see now? See how there's a little opening? There you go. I'm not sure about this guy. All right, so he's coming along. He's coming along. Oh, sounds like carving styrofoam. Is it much more dense than styrofoam? Actually, that's a good comparison. Yeah, it probably is a lot like carving a really dense styrofoam. I've done like a tiny bit, maybe like a slice or two through a really dense like styrofoam made for carving. Not a lot, but yeah, it does feel a lot like this. Yeah, it's cottonwood bark. Have to go and make lunch. Thanks, Margot, and thank you for the happy birthday wish. Teresa asked if I am using sanding or burnishing with that stick. Oh, it's a riffler, so it's kind of like a rasp, or kind of like a wood file, if you will. It's kind of hard to control this spade, you know, when you're using the side of it. Just kind of got to be gentle with it. Actually, you know, there are a lot of woods that respond more easily or better to the riffler than bark. Bark is, it's almost too soft. It's like spongy. Doesn't love the riffler, but I still use it because it's kind of nice sometimes to round things out. And you don't have to, you can have kind of a stroke and that's removing material instead of trying to make a facet or a smooth cut. So you can get kind of rounder shapes a little bit more easily when you have a riffler. That's why I keep one around. I try to keep one around at least most of the time. Sometimes I lose them. Case in point, I'm still looking for this other one that I have. Here it is. Okay, I'm curious. Are there any non-carvers that watch these videos? I just always assume that most of you watching are into carving. But does anyone just kind of watch who isn't into carving? I don't know. It's just a selfish question that I have. A selfish, self-involved question. There we go. That's a little better. proxy carver I like to watch. Oh, cool. It's your birthday. Yesterday was my birthday. But yeah, today we're having a little thing with the family, so with some actually some friends. So just a few friends, nothing too crazy. I'd like to invite all my friends, but my house is so small. It's so tiny. A little undercutting here and there, clean things up a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Teledragger. Thank you. Great eyes on the screen. Thank you. Oh, I see what's going on here. Do I? A little bit of a symmetry problem again, but I've been over this. It's okay. Look at Abraham Lincoln. It might be the shadow. It could be a little bit darker. I think it might be the shadow though. He's asking, John was asking if the inner bark is darker. I'm so glad I sat still for this. Now I'm confident about your teaching. I gotta go, but thanks so much for the chat and have fun tonight. Thank you. And see you guys. See you, John. Or actually, John's still here. Okay. Oh, the doggy wants to come in. You want to come in, dog? Hold on. I think you can untie here. Okay. Oh, no. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. I can't undo it if you're pulling on it. All right. Oh. Here you go. Come on. Now it's time. I get to go in my way. Fire burns. wife shows up. Thinking about upgrading to file tools. Oh, man, good questions. Probably already covered this, but how do you know when to stop? Yeah. I don't always know. It's actually probably one of the hardest parts of doing this is for me is knowing when to stop. That's why sometimes the timer is actually really good as a way of just kind of saying, all right, I'm going to do the bare minimum to get this done, and then I'm going to put it away, and I'll come back to it. And then I'll do that same process again. Before you know it, you've got a piece that you think looks good. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a practical answer to this. I think for me, at least, it's just like when I stop thinking of things that need to change about it. When I really just don't know what to do, when I completely freeze up on things to do. And like right now, I mean, I know there are ways that I can make this carving better, more refined. And so I'll probably keep going until I look at it and there's not anything glaringly obvious that needs to change. Right? But that's really subjective. I mean, that's not that helpful, I guess, if you're kind of new to it. That's why it's so hard. I don't know exactly, you know. It's pretty subjective. I guess art isn't finished, it's abandoned, right? Whoever said that was right in a lot of ways. Because sometimes I'll sell something intentionally before it's quote unquote finished in some people's eyes, just because I like the way it looks unfinished. And someone agrees with me. Whoever bought it agrees with me. So I don't know. Kind of hard to say. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this was a setup for a joke. Tail dragger. Wait, when your wife shows up? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Stop when the wife shows up. Perfect gift. Yeah, there you go. Marbles. I actually like that. The perfect gift for the guy with memory and focus challenges. Marbles, so you never run out. Oh, boy. Ah, boy. Thinking about upgrading my file tools, what should my first 3 be? Oh, upgrading 2 file tools. Your first 3? That's tough because I don't know what kind of carving that you necessarily want to do going forward. But if you're trying to do relief carving like this, I can tell you some of the ones I use the most. I use 3 is hard though. 3 is hard because I don't know. Well, okay, I guess if you're going file or file, you're probably going with gouges. So 3 gouges. Let's think here. Well, of course, I love the wide clearing tool. This is a 1-inch or whatever, 25 mil clearing tool. That's really nice to have. I use that all the live long day. Somebody out there in the carving world has my other one. I left it in someone's carving pile, and it's short and stubby because I had it for years. But anyway, I use this all the time. This is a steel buy, not a Swiss made, but so I would go with a nice wide-ish clearing tool, 1 inch or less. Then I'd probably go with, I mean, I love the V tools from File. If you can get like a deeper kind of shaped sort of V tool, maybe 60 degree, that would be a good choice. And then maybe a Vayner of some kind, probably like a medium-sized Vayner. If you only could pick 3, that's probably what I would do. V tool, Vayner, and a clearing tool. Sorry, getting in the way of the camera here a little bit. Yeah, no problem, halflings. Closed eyes versus open eyes. What goes into your decision making? Well, I don't have a pat process really. I mean, this could have gone either way. I met with a really great carver once, and he says, a carving will always tell you whether its eyes want to be open or closed and which way it wants to look. And he said, now, for instance, which way do you think this one is looking? I looked at it for a while. I had no idea. No idea. I just said, maybe to the left? He said, no, I would have said to the right, but, you could have done that. Okay. Well, I don't think there's a real thing here. I don't think that there's always a trick, and everyone will inherently know, but he's got to make a decision. I mean, like in this case, I wanted to do closed because, or at least mostly closed. And I chose to do semi-open because somebody suggested that. I thought that was a really cool idea, and I had just done one kind of like that. It's kind of cool to make him look sleepy. I mean, with these kind of carvings, he's kind of looking a little bit downward, so I just thought it would look kind of neat to have his eyes kind of downcast. That's all. Kind of a neat, kind of a neat look to him. Yeah, exactly. Compromise wink. Exactly. This one's a little trickier because there's so many leaves kind of obstructing the face and making it a little bit more difficult to move around. Set timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, counting down.
Hey, thanks, Noah. Yeah, things are well. Thank you, Peter. Yeah. Yesterday is the birthday and today is the celebration. So thanks a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. It's not too dissimilar from mahogany. Mahogany is excellent and similar color, similar consistency. Yeah, this is softer than mahogany, but mahogany is also, pretty good. Really good actually. Mahogany's great. I've run into some mahoganies that are not as good, but yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Pretty close to finishing. Not too far. Let's see. I'm gonna probably go inside for a lunch break and then come back out. And I don't know. I might go live again. Probably not, but we'll see. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.